Hi everybody, my name is Jim and welcome to a brand new episode of The Lake Effect Gardener. Happy June, everybody! We have reached probably one of my favorite months of the year. June is just a wonderful month for so many reasons. First and foremost, school is winding down, the days have just gotten so long, wonderfully warm, and of course, we are now on the heels of summer, which is my favorite. It's just my favorite. But that is not what we're talking about today because it's time for a May tour. Yes, I have been extremely busy in the garden. Every millisecond that I have available to me free-wise has been spent in the garden. So I've gotten almost all of my plants in now, and things are looking really, really nice. Things are coming along nicely. I've yet to completely vacate the polytunnel, but that's okay. I'm now in a position where I can start to take the rest of the plants and find, places for them and everything. But before we go out into the garden, I do want to show you the garden from above, okay? And I'm going to include that hopefully with every tour that I give you. I don't know about the winter ones. Climbing on a roof may not be a good idea during, a lake effect snowstorm. But nonetheless, the weather is beautiful. And we're going to go up on top of the roof so that you can see exactly how everything looks. So, let's go. There's a little sneak peek for you. Oh, well, I was up there too. I was managed to be attacked by these black flies that we get this time of year. Now, this is not the black fly that would attack your beans or anything like that, even though we don't like those either. This is a very, very small black fly that we get around here in Western New York. I think it's around a lot in the States. And they are vicious little things. They are absolutely tiny, tiny, tiny little black flies, and they pack a punch. They bite, and they hurt. They draw blood. And so I was like, I went online and I took a look at, I wanted to know what the life cycle of these flies were, because I'm sick of being, I'm sick of being eaten every single time I go out into my garden. It's really painful and it leaves nasty bumps and scars and whatnot. So I Googled thinking, okay, hopefully just a few weeks. Well, it comes to, I come to find out that it is about a month in their adulthood. Okay, so we're about week 3 or 4, so things are going to start winding down. But then upon further looking at these things, these black flies, their real name are called buffalo gnats. Yeah, that's not cool. Like, that's the only thing that has the word buffalo in it that I hate. But apparently it's not buffalo as in the city, okay? It's buffalo as in the creature. Yeah, but just the same. Yeah, I'm never going to call them that. Never. They're black flies. They're just, yeah. So, anyways, enough of my blustering. Let's go out into the garden. Okay, we're going to start over at the pergola area. Well, actually, we're going to start in the driveway because there's something wonderful that I have picked up. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did a little dumpster diving on my way home from school today. And then from there we will go into the pergola area, and then we will go through the garden. So buckle up, buttercups. Let's do this May tour. So the first place I'm going to show you, actually, I just want to show you what I just scored. Look at this. I was driving to school this morning and I went past actually one of my coworkers' houses. It's just on the way, and she had a couple of those Bagster bags, and they're moving, and I saw all this lumber, and I'm sure all of you know right now how expensive lumber is currently. So I ran into her at school and I was like, oh my gosh, can I take some of that lumber? And she's like, absolutely. So I was really excited about the end of the school day because I could do a dumpster dive and grab some lumber. So I got there and started loading up my car, and her husband came out and he has a pickup truck. So he loaded a ton of stuff for me. So there's pallets and there's 2x4s, treated wood, gorgeous stuff, and all for free. So this is going to be great because a lot of this is going to be for the raised beds that I'm going to create inside of my polytunnel. So yes, thank you so much, Denise, and to Denise's husband. I appreciate it very, very much. And this is going to be wonderful. So let's head back. So I've gotten a lot of my potted plants taken care of. Not all of them, but these lovely purple petunias, they're all over the place. And I know that Richard and Paul had posted some on their page saying, you know, they loved the how pretty and velvety the flowers were. And I love those only because the smell of them in the heat, they smell absolutely incredible. So they're all over the place. But anyways, let us continue. So not much has changed here since my last video of the border here. I had a few pieces of this sage topple down, so I'm going to cut those off and I'm going to give them a root. See if I can propagate some more. So yeah, not much going on. My first Harlow car bloomed for me. It's a little bit past its its sell-by date, but it was lovely, and there's plenty more blooms there. But yeah, not much going on here. It's a bit of a gray day today. We're supposed to get some rain. We definitely need some rain, but things are coming along. The seedlings are looking a little bit bigger than before, and I noticed through here there are some of those seeds that I direct sowed. Those are starting to come up. The comfrey is going crazy right now, and the bees are just loving it. And I'm loving having them around for sure. And then this is Valerian, and it looks gorgeous. And the motherwort's getting really tall too, so that's going to bloom pretty soon. And then over here, all of my chives flowers are in full bloom. They look gorgeous. But this is not what we're here for. We're here for the veg garden tour, so I'm just going to kind of stop right here. As you can see, this barricade is very, very tall, and I don't want to disturb it right now because I still have not made the frames for it yet. It's kind of a pain in the you-know-what to put on and to take off, so I'm just going to leave it be. But we're going to just magically appear at the garage now, and I'm going to walk you through everything. Ta-da! Here we are. All right, so almost everything has been planted in. I'm really, really happy about that. We're going to start over here first to see the broad beans. Now they're looking a little, I don't know, the foliage is looking a little on the light side. So I'm going to give these a feed just to see if they just need some nutrients, but they are in full bloom. The ones that I transplanted are, okay? The other ones that I had direct sown are just starting to come up now, and they're looking pretty good. But in this bed, now you can see where I had planted my carrots because I had also interplanted radish with it. So you can see where my row of carrots / radish is. In between, I have got just one row because the red onion sets that I have, which the variety is called Carmen, a lot of them didn't even sprout. So I have about, let's see, 2, 4, 6, I have 8 red onion plants, and that's it. And in between here, another row of the radish, and it's called, I can't remember, it's Champion, that's right, okay? And then the carrots that are in between. Then I have 3 rows of the yellow onions, and the variety is called Stuttgart. And then over here I have my chard. Okay, so I have Magenta Sunset here. I've got Lucillus here, rhubarb here, and then this variety is called Ruby Red. Now in between I planted some beet seed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest a lot of it as beet greens, and then I'm going to just leave some of the beets in there to actually, you know, mature into beets for the roots. Finally over here I've got 3 plants of Lacinato Kale, okay, and then next to that 3 of the Nero di Toscana. Now I did kind of a multi-sowing. All right, I just planted the whole cell, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the strongest ones and then cut the other ones out, so I've got 1 strong plant. Over here in these beds, you can see that I have nasturtium planted, okay, and then morning glories, okay, and a huge hole from the squirrels. All right, same thing over here. All right. So things are really beginning to pop up now. I'm really happy. A lot of my direct sown seeds are starting to show life. For example, these are the 3 rows that I did of the Landreth bush beans. Those have mostly germinated. There are a couple of spots I think that may have been dug up by squirrels, so I'm going to re-sow those. My delicata is in. Now I originally had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 have been dug up by squirrels. I've been left with 4, but I did some direct sowings as well. So hopefully those will come. All right. If not, may not necessarily all be delicata, and I'm having the same problem over here. Okay, this is supposed to be the sweet meat, I think, and then over here is the Burgess Buttercup. Now you can see where I had direct sown here because now they're coming up. So I'm going to have plenty of Burgess Buttercup, but I'm not seeing any of the sweet meat. I think I might see 1, okay, or 2. I'm going to give those a little bit more time. My melon seeds have been a little temperamental when it comes to germinate, both in a seed tray and or direct sow. On the edge here, we've got the Dasher cucumber, so those are going to grow up. All right, moving on to this bed here. This variety is called Slicemaster. Okay, the Mid-Atlantic prolific that I had planted did not come to anything, so but these did. So I'm happy about that. So those will grow up on the other side. This will be a tunnel of cucumbers, hopefully. Already, my zucchini and summer squash is looking so much better than it did at this point last year. It's really beginning to take off. Everything is looking really, really nice. I'm being quite anal retentive about watering, and I think that was a huge part of it. And I gave them a good feed when I was planting them. So something has been, something I know, it's a squirrel, it's been digging again. And these are supposed to be the sweet dumplings. So I've got 1 plant here that I transplanted, and I have just a couple of little seedlings there that are starting to come up. So hopefully they'll, be left alone by the little tree rats. I haven't planted anything here yet, which is just as well because here's another hole. But I will be planting birdhouse gourd, which I'm currently trying to chit in a plastic bag because they're notoriously impossible for me to germinate, and then cornucopia gourd, which are doing really, really well. In the corner here, we've got our little Minnesota midget Cantaloupe Melon. So I added a little bit more fencing here to get it so I could train it upwards, and then it's going to be moving this way over top of the cold frame. And right next to that is my sugar baby. So Jane, you wanted to know what these looked like? Here they are. They're looking quite happy. I did a nice little diagonal path through here in case that Minnesota midget, there's a tendril, I don't know what you'd call that, a vine that's wanting to go this way, so I might just let it go that way. But this is a nice little walkway. Over here, like I said, this is a yellow straight neck summer squash, and over here are the green, the cocozelle, okay, zucchini. Potatoes are really starting to come now. Now this whole row here is the Kennebec, okay, and this is also a Kennebec row, and so this is coming first, which is really, really nice. And then 2 rows I did here of that russet, and the russets are starting to come up as well. It's just, I just love seeing this pop up. I really am. One thing that I need to do in this bed is I need to move this. This was a tomato that must have fallen off the vine last year, and now I've got a whole clump of tomato seedlings here. And do you think I'm gonna just throw these away? Absolutely not. So I need to get these out. I believe the variety is Porter because that is what I had planted here last year. Okay, morning glories. These need to be watered. They're looking a little sad in here. We are due some rain, so I might just let Mother Nature take care of it. But as you can see, they're starting to climb, which is wonderful. Very happy about that. I did get my tomatoes in, so this is my tomato bed right here. I have, let's see, 2, 4, 6 by 2, 4, 6. So I've got 36 tomato plants in here. I have more tomato plants to go in. I've got a row of Roma plum tomato. Okay, I have a row of beefsteak. This row, I gotta move this so I can see what I've got. This is Heinz, this is a good canning tomato. And then this is a variety, Heinz, and this variety, which is called Glamour, is both varieties that my grandfather grew religiously every year. They're both good eating tomatoes and they're really great for canning. This variety is called New Yorker, and I've grown New Yorker before. Okay. And then my father gave me these. These look amazing. Okay, these are called Goliath. I think they're burpee seeds. And if they live up to their name, not only are the fruit really, really big, but the plants get really big as well. Then along the side here, I have got my National Pickling Cucumbers. And then on the other side here, I have, what do I have? Homemade pickles. So these are all going to be pickling cucumbers that are going to crawl up the trellis. This bed I'm really, really happy with. This is my pepper bed. Pepper and things. And so along the trellis, I've got that French runner bean. Okay, so that's going to climb up the other side. But I also have some nice volunteers here. I've got some dill. I've got another tomato plant that I'm gonna prick out and put somewhere else, and some more dill. Okay. Over here, these are all my chilies. So I've got, let's see, 6 plants of cayenne. I have 6 plants of serrano. I've got 3 plants of that Bajío, and then 6 plants of Big Jim. Oh yes, Big Jim. They're looking all very, very happy. We did have some cold weather. I was really, really worried about them, but they seem to be doing fine, and they are well mulched. Then I have a row of Yolo Wonder sweet peppers and a row of the Slovana sweet peppers. My peppers have never looked this good, and you know what? These are the ones that I did from seed, so I'm really pleased. My peas have all germinated. Look at all that gorgeous green. All right, beautiful. I'm really happy. Remember, this one is called the Burpina, so 2 humps of Burpina. That's just fun to say. And then over here, this is the snow, or this is a snow pea. Okay, 2 humps of that, and then on the inside are the sugar snaps. Progress. Okay, the ones that I transplanted are getting really, really tall. Okay, I should be a little bit more methodical about this. Let's head over here. So you guys remember this bed. This is my Brussels sprouts, and they've put on a lot of growth. They're looking really happy here. So they're getting, I mean, they're already bigger than what they were at the end of the season last year, if you recall. So I think I may have figured out where these are happiest. So, and the stems, look at the stems, they are nice and hardy. The romaine is looking really nice too. I haven't done any harvesting yet, but slugs harvested this whole plant in between. So I got to get in here and weed. So we'll let those go a little bit longer. This is my early potato bed. Okay, you wouldn't be able to tell because the other ones are up much more. This needs a good weed. But over here I've got, I'm sorry, let's go over here. This is all 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of Yukon Gold. And then over here, I've got 2 rows of Cayuga Gold. So this is my early potatoes. This is my mid-season potatoes. Okay. Coming on over here is my Brassica Bed, and I do have everything in right now. I have 2 rows of early green broccoli. Okay, so there's 12 broccoli plants in here. And then I'm just going to swing you over around this way. I have a row of snowball cauliflower, 5 plants, a row of self-blanching cauliflower, okay, a row of Savoy cabbage. They look really, really small because I planted them yesterday. And then this is an early Danish ball head, okay. And here are the, I'm just being attacked by a tree right now, don't mind me. These are the cabbages that I had planted before, okay? They took a little while to get established, but now they're putting on some nice new growth, and I'm happy about that. They looked a little sad at first. So I've got 2 rows of purple, 2 rows of green early cabbage, and then what has put on a lot of growth is the Georgia collards. Oh, don't they look beautiful? They look very happy here. My brassicas look good. I'm happy that I think they like this spot here. A lot of the moisture that comes in through my yard tends to fall into this area here. So yes, I'm going to have to water my tomatoes a little bit more than I'm used to doing, but this bed in particular stays wet. So that's good. These brassicas love their moisture. All right, this is something new. These are the self-watering containers that my father gave to me. He gave me 6, and I've got 5 out here. It's kind of like a terraced effect, okay? I have the middle one up on some empty pots, plastic pots that I'm not using, just to raise them up, give it a little bit of curb appeal. Over here, I've got, this was not in the plan, by the way. This was totally a last-minute decision, but I'm glad to fill in the space because it does get a lot of sunlight. Over here, I've got 2 white patty pan squash, and then the same over here. These are the yellow patty pan. I've got 6 California Wonder bell peppers. Over here, I've got some herbs. I've got some flat leaf parsley. This is the Italian variety. I've got some Tulsi or holy basil in the middle, still very much seedlings, and then just the regular curly parsley here. Swinging over here, I've got 3 plants of eggplant. So this is, I think this is Black Beauty. Okay. All right. Things are starting to really fill in over here. So this is the new squash bed. And I showed you guys, it also has, you know, where all the bean canes are and everything. What I've got, okay, I don't even know where to begin. Oh my goodness. So I think I'll start over here. This is some more eggplant, and this is the eggplant I started from seed. Let's see, we've got 2, 4, 6. This is the Midnight Moon. This is an F1, okay? It's kind of like the hybridized version of the Black Beauty, and these will produce earlier than Black Beauty, so I'll have a succession. But you know, the leaves on the bottom look a little sad. They had a little bit of a transplant shock, and then et cetera, but look at the gorgeousness. This velvety, wonderful new foliage. Okay, so that tells me that they are very happy here, which I'm glad, because they had no choice. If you remember, these were originally going to be over in the pepper bed, but I ran out of room. Okay, so I had to, you know, change it up. So yes, these are looking very, very nice. All right. Over here, these are 6 Table King acorn squash, and I've got them mulched with grass. This bed dries out really, really fast, as you can see. Okay, but yeah. So 6 plants there. I just transplanted these not too long ago, so they're still a little piddly, but they'll come too. I have no doubt about that. Right here, I have blue Hubbard squash, and that's going to be trailing towards me. Okay, and then I did a couple more sowings because I wanted at least a few plants to have trailing. Okay, but again, my squash and my melons and stuff like that, they've been a real pain in the you-know-what when it comes to germination. So I got 1 blue Hubbard, I sowed some more seeds. I got 1 golden Hubbard, and I planted more seeds. Okay, and then 1 teeny tiny, okay, but it's got a nice true leaf on it. This is the Uchiki curry, and then I planted more seeds in here. Here are the beginnings, my poor piddly little sunflowers, so tiny, but they'll take off. And then this whole area through here, I direct sowed seeds, okay, different varieties. Over here, I have got the spaghetti squash that's gonna go up the trellis, all right. I put that butterhead lettuce in here, and the idea is, so this is the actual plants, and then I've got the seeds that I sowed, gosh, months ago. I'm gonna put them in here, and then at the very end, I'm going to direct sow seeds. And then once these come out, I'm going to direct sow these. When those come out, I will direct sow, etc. So it's always going to be rotating. This is really going to be my lettuce bed. And then there's a random beautiful little Cosmo that I just left. I thought it looked pretty. All right. This side here, and this needs to be mulched. Things are looking a little yellow, but they could use a little rain. These are the butternut squash, so those will trail up this way. I have direct sown my corn, okay? Nothing yet, but I haven't done it very long ago, so that's to be expected. So I did 8 sowings, 6 rows. So here's 1 row. You can see, kind of see where the general idea of them by the little humps in the soil, okay? So there are 6 rows, and then I did 8 sowings in each row, so for a total of 48 corn plants. Yes. All right. Moving right along, let's go to Bean Town, shall we? Here we are. All of my French breakfast radish is up, and I think I spy my little eye right here. See it? The first of the carrots are coming up. So that's great. And then, of course, these are the Blue Lake pole beans. So I've had good germination. And remember, these are the beans that I took off of the vine in January, so they were completely viable. I had 100% germination, with the exception, I mean, you're going to be seeing some holes here, only because of those precious, precious little squirrels having a little feast. Okay, so I got to fill in the blanks here. I'm just going to kind of stick my head through here. So here we have the Howden field pumpkin. Okay, and the idea is that they're going to grow this way. I will train them to grow in this way. So these are, let's see, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 of the Howden field pumpkin, and then just 2 of the Cinderella pumpkin, the Rouge Vif du Temps, but they look beauteous and very, very happy. I did put a lot of kind of natural organic fertilizer in with the soil, and this is a tall bed, so they're gonna get the moisture and the nutrients that they need. My gigantes are getting giganty. Look at that. This is the one that I grew from seed. Look how far it's already climbed. This is the one I started in the cell, okay? The other ones have also started popping up, but again, there are holes that I've actually filled in the holes. I've already stuck the seed in, so hopefully we can fill in the gaps. But germination has been pretty good. This is a weedy mess right now. I need to take care of it, but again, I've got the French breakfast radish growing through the middle. I mean, you can see the squirrels particularly enjoy this bed. Oh, look. In case you were wondering if I sowed or not. Little brats. I can't get over how big these leaves are, though. I mean, if this is any indication as to how big the actual beans are going to be, the pods, I'm looking forward to it. I've started putting grow bags out. Now these are empty because I ran out of compost, but I did put some seeds in here. So I've got 2 bags, and each bag has 3 pinto seeds in each. And pinto beans are a shelling bean. So I'm gonna do some more pinto. I've got the black-eyed peas, I've got lima beans. All of those things are gonna be in the bags, okay? And then the beets. Now, if you remember, all the way back to my Brassica Bed, on my original Victory Garden plan, all right, all the way at the very bottom next to the path on the Brassica Bed, I was going to have a row of beets. And then once the beets came out, I was going to move the peas, the pea trellis, over there to grow a second crop of peas. Well, you know, it's really hard to negotiate when you're doing a new plan like this when it comes to spacing. And I didn't want to jam it in just to stay with my plan, you know what I mean? So it's like, I was like, okay, the beets they have to go elsewhere because I need room for my brassicas to grow. So they're gonna go in the bag. And that's fine, because once these beets come out, I may not be able to use the growing trellis, which is okay. I could use it elsewhere, perhaps maybe over at my, where the broad beans are. But I could also do like a bit of a TP in these and grow my peas. So yes, I think that covers everything, my friends. It's beginning to rain here. I'm glad I got this in before I could, before I get, oh, look at my Honeycrisp. Beautiful. Honeycrisp is doing well. Look at all the apples that I have on my Cortland. This one's got apples all over the place, which I'm pleased about. And then my strawberries are starting to produce fruit. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Cannot wait. Look at the volunteer lettuce. Doesn't it gorgeous? I just love volunteers. I don't know if that's the teacher in me or what, but look at that. Gorgeous. This is ready to harvest, I think. Beautiful. All right. I still have to plant in all my flowers. So much to do. Oh my goodness. Over here as well. Sorrel looks like it's about to start bolting, or start going to flower, and then to seed. I'll collect the seed. That's great. My cosmos are all up in the back here. My lavender looks like it's about to put on a show. Cannot wait. And yeah, I got to do something about these baskets because it's not my intention to grow dandelions in them. Something a little bit more pleasant for the eye. Okay. Well, the rain begins. I need to get under shelter. So I'm really, really happy how everything is looking right now. It's early yet, I understand that, and there's still a lot more planting to do and things like that, but now I'm at the point for vegetable garden-wise where I can start doing maintenance, okay? The weeding, the feeding, the watering, okay? A lot of the stuff still is not mulched. I want to get more grass on these beds, but you know, I have to mow grass in order to do that. And since I've been so busy getting things in the ground, my lawn is becoming rather long. So that's going to be my next project. We've got some rain coming our way, so you know the grass is going to continue to grow, which whatever, that's fine. I'm going to be using it. And then I think what I might do is the leaf pile that I created outside of the garden. That was my plan, to mix the grass and the leaves in order to mulch. I'm actually going to move that grass into where the pumpkins are going to grow. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use those leaves otherwise. So that'll clear that up. I've got plans for that little area there. So what do you guys think? What do you know? If you guys noticed anything that was just like, you know, red flag moment, and you have some suggestions, leave them in the comments below. It's early yet, like I said, and I'm going to be doing some thinning and things like that. But yeah, I'm really, really happy. I'm going to get the rest of the grow bags going. I still have a bunch more to fill. And then from there, it's back into polytunnel land, and I want to get those beds taken care of because I do have a number of tomatoes and peppers and eggplant and things like that. My melons, I've got some more of the sugar baby watermelon. I've got 2 more plants, okay, that I'm planning on growing in the tunnel just as a trial. And I also have bitter melon or bitter gourd, which is used in Asian cuisine, South Asian cuisine, okay? I'm absolutely nuts over Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi food, okay? Curries, all right? And apparently bitter melon makes really, really good curried food, okay? So I thought I'd give it a go. And those seeds are chitting as well. And I think I might. I've tried them before and I couldn't get the darn things to germinate. I think I managed to get one. I'm seeing just a little bit of a tail growing on one of those seeds. I'm doing those in the bag with the paper towel. So, okay. Yay, yay, yay. What is next? I have a couple things in mind. I'm not sure what's going to stick, however. Like I said, polytunnel needs to be taken care of. But also within the polytunnel, I have my raspberries and my blackberries. Those need to go out. So I might just, I don't know, create a new bed. I've got all that wonderful lumber now. I could create a new raised bed. We'll see. But until then, my friends, thank you so much for watching. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you in our little group. Also, don't forget to press the notification bell, hit the thumbs up, and keep the comments coming. Hope you're all doing really well, and I hope your gardens are in full flush, full of greenery and beauty, and soon to be harvesting your very first bits of food. I'll see you all really, really soon. So long.